What's up everyone? It's Rayvon from Love Lola. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am just so happy to have you here with me. Make sure that you take a moment to look down below in the description box because that's where you're going to find a link to where you can purchase the pattern. I'm going to have links to where I purchase my materials, my vinyls, my zippers, my hardware. If I'm using it, you're going to have a link to where you can find it. Today, we're going to be making this one is a new collection by Sewfuse, and this is the Ultra Smooth Vinyl, and baby, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. It is so soft. I just don't even know what to say. I love it so much. Now, I know a lot of people brown isn't your thing. It's fine because guess what? It has a bunch of different, she has a bunch of different options to offer, and a lot of them are very bright, vibrant, beautiful colors. So if more colorful is your thing, don't worry, she's got it in some pretty colors as well. This looks like it's gonna be such a fast project and super cute, so I'm excited. This is basically all we're gonna be using. So if you've gotten the pattern, or if you've seen the pictures of the super cute ones that people have done so far, you know that this bag is supposed to be exposed edges. Now I am modifying mine today without edges because I just want to. I don't know what else to say. I don't like to leave my edges exposed without using edge paint, and I just don't feel like painting today a lot. So I'm going to, and I wanted to do piping. I feel like this shape is really classy, and I thought that it would look really good with a piping, a neutral piping. So that's another reason why I didn't want to do exposed edges. So with that being said, let's get started. So I've got my little zipper piece. I've got, oh, by the way, this is medium. This one comes in a large, medium, small, and a mini. So there's lots of options. That's really cool. You can make it the size you want. This is a medium. I've got my zipper. I've got my zipper pull. I'm going to be using this hardware because I just thought it would be cute. I'm going to be placing it on the front. And because of that reason, I had to slightly modify my zipper overlay. You've probably already noticed that it is a little bit smaller than the pattern piece template. I took about an inch of it off because I needed to have enough. If I didn't, then my hardware up there would have been on top of it, and I don't want that. So I cut about an inch of it off so that now I have room for this hardware I'm going to be adding. I also added an inch to the zipper part because I am going to be turning this bag out now that it's not having exposed edges, and I wanted just to have a little bit more room to do that. For my lining, I am using Ultrafabrics, which I carry in my store. The material is very similar to vinyl, and I'm doing that because whenever I make little clutches, I like for it to have a little bit more thickness to it, so I will use a vinyl tape material for my lining as well. I modified my exterior with Sewfuse Plus. I also modified the zipper overlay because I'm going to be turning the bag out through it, and I don't want it to be stretching on those corners. For my edge paint, I used Mojo Sews. I used the base coat, and I also used this. This is, I believe this color is caramel. Isn't it so pretty? Yeah, I love it. You can't really see it because I only used it on this part right here, and it's only one layer, so it's not that thick. I think that covers everything. Okay, so what I did was I found the spot that I wanted to place my overlay. I'm going to go ahead and get this attached with double-sided tape. All right, now I'm going to match it back up. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get this sewn on, and I'm just going to be sewing around the perimeter, just along the outside at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, and then I'm going to go back and do another top stitch directly next to that one, I think. I don't know. I may do one, I may do two. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to be leaving my thread a little bit long so that I can pull it through the back and tie it, because I don't want to do a back stitch on. Okay, so I have got my outer perimeter attached. I pulled my thread through the back and tied it and burnt it. And then I went ahead and got my hardware attached, my name tags that I wanted on. And so the next step is I'm going to grab my lining, and I'm going to place these two so that they are wrong sides touching, okay? And now I am going to baste them together. And I'm basting them all the way around. Oh, I think it finally stopped raining. I have to go take Chewy out. He wouldn't go out earlier because it was raining. You know how dogs are. Okay, so now our hardware is concealed. Now what I'm going to do is use a seam ripper to rip out this box that we drew earlier. We didn't even need to draw it, to be honest. Oh gosh. So what I want is to cut, I should have drew it on the back or on the lining, but it's all good. Basically what we want to do now is cut this out. And I like to cut slightly but beyond that line because I don't want this to show. This is where our zipper is going to go. So I'm cutting slightly past the line that I drew earlier. And I am cutting through my exterior and also my lining, okay? We're cutting through it all. Make sure you're not cutting that exterior fabric, okay? Just take your time, be very, very careful, and you'll be fine. All right, make sure that none of those materials are showing through the front. If you need to, go to the back and trim a little bit off. You don't want anything showing through the front. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm going to grab my zipper. Get that ready. Okay, so I'm going to prep this by putting double-sided tape along the top and bottom of my zipper tape. Okay, and now I am going to place the zipper tape behind that zipper, making sure that my zipper teeth is right down the middle. I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to line it up in the middle first and then lay it out from there. All right, once I feel like this side is on perfectly, I'm just going to scoop my zipper down and then line up the other half evenly. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and now I'm going to go and get the zipper attached to here. I'm going to do just like before. I'm going to leave my zipper longer as I start and finish so that I can tie it in the back. I'm actually going to go ahead and put my narrow foot on for this. All right, so we've got our zipper attached. I am going to trim the side so it's about 1/2 inch longer than where it ends. And then I'm going to go ahead and burn it. A little bit of double-sided tape on there. I'm going to go ahead and just peel that off really quick. So I wanted to get some piping on here. So I cut my material by 1 inch because I'm using a really thin cording today. It's like a little bit smaller than 1/8 of an inch, I believe. I got it off of Amazon. It is included in the description box down below with all of the other things that I use. Very soft. I believe it's cotton. Yeah, cotton piping, 1/8 inch. All right, and now I'm gonna get that sewn really quick. I've still got my narrow foot on. Okay, so for my piping, what I did was folded it in half. I have my midpoints marked because, you know, it's not exposed. And then I measured down 3/4 of an inch on either side. Okay. And now I am going to place my piping. How long did I do this piping? I cut it about 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. About 23 inches. So I'm going to place it where that mark starts. Pin it. And I'm going to pin it all the way around. When I get to the corner, I'm going to put a few snips in the piping to help it fold or, you know, mold to the corner the way that I need it to. This fabric is so soft. I absolutely love it. Okay, and I'm going to look on the back where that mark is. And I'm going to cut it right there. Because I didn't measure when I did the piping. I just did it. So it's a little bit too long. Alright, and now I'm going to just veer the corners off like that. Alright. And now I'm going to get this sewn on. Alexa, turn music back on. right, so now I'm going to unzip it all of the way, and I'm going to fold this over so that the right sides are touching. All right, now I'm going to go and sew along from this end down and around and back up to the other end, making sure that you back stitch really good at the beginning and the end, because this is going to be it. And I'm going to be sewing it. Basically, you can see the thread from where you did your you can see the thread from where you added your pipe, and you're basically going to just be sewing right on top of that or right next to it, just to make sure that your thread isn't showing on the outside. Okay. All right, and I am going to do a binding on this. Sorry. I'm going to start at the end. I'm not folding it under or anything, just because I don't think you're going to see it way up there. This is not the correct way to bind. This is the lazy way, and that's the way that I bind. So I'm just going to sandwich it right over there and pin it nice and tight. Put a little pin on the curve right there to help it adjust correctly. All right, now I'm going to go and get this attached. All right. Now we can get it turned out. I decided that I want this material to go through my chain. So I've cut this about, this chain is pretty thin as far as the width, you know, so I didn't want it to be too wide. So I cut this 5/8 of an inch wide by, I did it about, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches longer than my chain, you know, because it takes a little extra material to get it in and out. And now I'm just going to fold this in half and put a stitch down the open side to get it closed up. Okay, so now I'm going to get this intertwined in my chain. I'm going to find the midpoint and the midpoint of my chain. So this chain, I absolutely love the way it looks. It's super pretty. It's available on my website, but what I don't like is the weight. So my other chains are aloe zinc, they're metal, but this one is aluminum. which means that it's really lightweight. Super pretty, but lightweight. So I just personally, that's not the vibe. I don't like the feel of it. So I decided that I would do this technique that I like with clutches anyway on this one, and that's going to help me to be more okay with the feel of it, the weight. So what I did was I found the middle of my chain, and I found the middle of this material that I did. And I'm going to go ahead and stick it in there, and then I'm going to work it out from there to either side, because it can get a little overwhelming when you're going from one side, in my opinion. And plus, I want to make sure that my material is even on the end, because I don't know if it's going to be too long or if it's going to be too short, you know. So we're going to see. This way, at least it'll be the same on both ends. There we go. And now we're just going to weave it in and out until we are until we made it throughout the whole chain. So it went up. I'm going to go down between the next chain and pull it all the way, making sure that it doesn't twist. Okay. And now I'm going to pull it up from the underside. Again, making sure that it doesn't twist. So yes, this takes a little time, but the end result is pretty awesome. So it's worth it in my opinion. Make sure that you keep it relaxed. You don't want to build up the tension too much, because it'll start balling up. So just kind of relax it, and then repeat the same thing back down. There we go. See? It's not hard. It just takes time. Alright, I'm going to turn my camera off because I don't want to use up my battery recording myself doing this. Okay, so I've got my chain finished. I absolutely love it. This takes time, but it's so pretty when you do it. Okay, so I had a couple of ideas for hardware. I was going to put these in, these grommets, which are super cool because they have the D-ring already attached. So then you can just add your hook. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to use that or if I wanted to use these, which is a whole, like, hook. So I could have just made this with a D-ring on the end. So I was thinking about putting this on the top like that. Like, this is great for adding hardware at the last minute. But then I was like, I don't think I like either one of those for this. Because, I don't know, I want it to be a little bit more delicate. So at the last minute, I was like, okay, neither one works. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know what I could do? I could just do like a washer on both sides. And then I can... Yeah, that's an idea. So you could do just a washer on either side. I mean, you know, the grommets that have the washers on the back. I could do that. But again, I just feel like it's too much. I want something a little more delicate. So let me see what I got. Okay, so I actually decided to go with this because it's a little bit more delicate. And I think that that's the look I need for this. So this is also available on my website. All you do is poke a hole and screw it in the back. So let's see. I'm just kind of going to guesstimate on where to poke the hole. I think about right here would be good. There. So I'm just going to push against the material so it can leave an imprint. And then mark it. And that is about 3/4 of an inch over. So now I'm going to go and make a mark on the other side at 3/4 of an inch. Down to 1/8 of an inch. So over 3/4 of an inch and down to 1/8 of an inch. All right, I'm gonna slide this through. Okay, and I'm just gonna screw it on. Now, if you like, you can use jewelry glue, metal glue. Now, if you like, you can use a metal glue just to make sure that this is not going to move on you. I get scared of using metal glue because I've had some bad experiences where it gets on my bag. So, I don't know. I don't like to use it, but we'll see. I'll see if it shifts or anything on me. I got it in pretty good. It feels good. I don't think I need it. And this could also go on the side. You know? Well, that could have been an option on the side. But I decided not to because I had that piping going on. But maybe if I hadn't used piping, I would have added to the side. But I like it on the top. I think that's actually pretty cute. I ain't mad at it. Alright. There we go. I love it. What a cute little bag. This is super cute. There we go. So pretty. And I also went ahead and made a strap with webbing for when I want to wear this and have it be a little bit more casual. This is an adjustable strap. This webbing is available on my website if you like it. All of the hardware is available on my website. This material is actually a new collection from Soulful Therapy, and I love it. It's, if I had to describe it, I would say it's a mixture between Mora by Emmeline Bags and the Butter by Weft and Wharf. Like it's like those two got married and this is their baby. So I love it. I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. Alright y'all, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me for this video today. If you make this bag, I want to see it! Do you understand? I want to see it! So tag me. You can find me on all of the social media platforms. And I'll also go ahead and add all of that stuff in my, I'll add a link to all of that stuff in the video description box as well. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.